Today I'll be taking you on one of Europe's greatest overnight sleeper train routes, travelling 15 hours all the way from the beautiful Rijeka in Croatia to the Hungarian capital Budapest. I'll be riding in this ancient yet charming communist-era sleeper carriage as we experience some bizarre railway operations to keep this train moving across borders. This is going to be a journey back in time, so join me as I ride the Retro Istria. Hello and welcome to Rijeka in Croatia. Tonight I'm going to be catching the Retro Istria overnight express train up to the Hungarian capital city, Budapest. I'm booked in a classic single bedroom for this journey and I'm really looking forward to the fantastic views from the opening windows. It's going to be a great 14-hour journey up to Hungary. Let's go! Rijeka station is certainly not going to win any awards, as a rather forgotten and sad place to start an international train journey. The current station opened its doors in 1891, built in a neoclassical style, and looking at the outside, you'd think everything is fine, with a beautiful design towering over the station approach. But the station's interior is far less glamorous, as we'll get to soon. The station is connected to the city's orbital bus network, with a frequent service around the city. And don't forget to check out the classic Hungarian-built steam locomotive, dating back to the city's time under control of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Rijeka station's main entrance is now closed to the public, with all passengers instead having to use the side entrance. This leads us to a rather depressing waiting room, and this is pretty much the entire extent of the station's facilities. Here in the corner is a shoddy-looking wooden box. This sorry construction is the station's ticket office. Rijeka is a port city, and the station's backdrop certainly reflects that. You can expect to see plenty of freight train movements here, as well as the rather imposing grain silos and massive piles of scrap metal, with large ship-loading cranes as the backdrop. All passenger trains here are run by Croatia's state-owned railway operator, Hrvatske željeznice Putnički prijevoz. Rijeka sees a limited service, despite being Croatia's third largest city. In fact, there were just 7 departures on the day I travelled, including this Croatian-built unit running to Ogulin. Let me know in the comments if you want a video on these modern trains. Around an hour before departure, my train comes in from the sidings. This is a train of 2 halves, with these modern grey carriages heading to Warsaw in Poland, an epic 20-hour voyage. Meanwhile, these beautiful blue-grey carriages will be the Retro Istria Express, running to Budapest. This portion is run by MÁV, the Hungarian state railway operator, in cooperation with the Croatian and Slovenian railways. And wow, when they say retro, they really do mean it. This is a 1980s sleeper car that we're going to be travelling in tonight. It's always really nice to travel in these classic retro sleeping cars, and hopefully we should be able to get on board soon and have a look around. This carriage was built by the East German manufacturer Wagenbau Görlitz, with this classic sleeper car design being found all over the Eastern Bloc, from Czechoslovakia to Bulgaria. Thanks to the basic, standardized design, this carriage is approved for use all over Europe, in some 28 countries. It's therefore certainly a fitting choice for the Retro Istria Express we're about to board. Our locomotive is currently a Hrvatske željeznice Series 1141, though this will change many times during the trip. I'm travelling in car 420, where my private room awaits. Stepping on board is a real blast from the past. This old vehicle has barely been modified since it entered service over 40 years ago, so don't go expecting the most modern amenities. My bed for the night is number 32 in this basic room. Let's hope it's at least comfortable. Today's route starts by climbing north across the border to Slovenia. We'll attach and detach carriages multiple times before crossing into Hungary and running along the north shore of Lake Balaton and eventually into the capital. Journey time is scheduled to be 14 hours 51 minutes, covering 681 kilometres. We depart at 18:33, already 18 minutes late thanks to the delayed arrival of an oncoming train. Hey, we're travelling in the Balkans here. Punctuality is not a priority. Our route out of Rijeka is dramatic, with a fiercely steep climb and a view over the city's port. Rijeka sits on the Kvarner Bay, part of the Adriatic Sea, while our train lends its name from the adjacent Istria Peninsula, visible in the distance. It's certainly an incredible view to start our journey to, but believe me, this is one of many incredible scenes along the way. Just 15 minutes later, we come to a stop at our first station. This is Opatija Matulji, with the nearby town of Opatija being home to a seaside resort. So let's take a look at where I'll be sleeping. It's certainly basic, but, well, is it any good? Each room consists of 3 bunks. 2 of them are currently folded away. If travelling as a group or sharing with a stranger, these beds will come pre-made, and a removable ladder is waiting in the room to access the other beds. All rooms have a lockable door, with multiple locks for added peace of mind. There's plenty of luggage space, with multiple luggage racks in the compartment. There are also some coat hooks here. Each compartment's lighting can be individually controlled by the switches found above the door. There's also an individual reading light for each bed, resulting in a very cosy atmosphere. The control panel also features a volume control, though no announcements were made anyway. And here's a mystery button, which didn't appear to do anything, I hope. The room has heating, controlled with this dial, though of course in summer you have to rely on the opening windows. These carriages do not have air conditioning. Luckily, that makes enjoying scenery like this much easier. After climbing some 230 meters, we now head inland and begin our journey north to Ljubljana, across the border in Slovenia. We're approaching Šapjane, where one of the strangest things on the European railway network takes place. Long, international trains like this one are complex by design, with numerous different electrical systems, signalling systems, and infrastructure management companies along the way. In Šapjane, we change a locomotive to a Slovenian one, but the way it's done in this remote border village is a little bit weird. Firstly, the new locomotive drags the old one away, before then pushing the loco back across to the Croatian side, where it glides without any power back to its home network. Our new Slovenian loco, a Slovenska železnica Series 342, then takes over. I'm not aware of any other places in Europe where this pushing process happens, so if you know anything more about this, let me know in the comments. From here, we enter the tunnel that takes us across the border and into Slovenia. Our first stop in this small, beautiful country is Ilirska Bistrica, and that has to be one of the narrowest platforms I've ever seen. The station also features a preserved 315 series unit, imported from Poland in the 1960s and withdrawn in Slovenia just a few years ago. MÁV offers a complimentary welcome package to passengers travelling in the sleeper car. Included is a choice of welcome drink from the menu. I went for a bottle of Hungary Sekt sparkling wine. Alright, here we are. Just poured myself a nice cup of Hungary Sekt. Cheers to a great journey. There are also a few cold drinks included, with a bottle of Balaton mineral water, as well as a carton of apple juice, and both sweet and salty snacks. Under the room's small table is a wash basin, with each passenger also getting a bar of soap, a wet wipe, and a small towel. And above this is a wash cabinet containing a mirror. Despite the carriage's age and accompanying retro interior, each compartment is fitted with sockets. There are 2 USB sockets in the wash cabinet, with a European-style socket located just above these. An unexpected yet pleasant surprise. A toilet is located at each end of the carriage, and as a warning, don't expect anything particularly modern or clean. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. The toilet itself was clean, despite the rest of the room having clearly seen better days. There was a bottle of soap, while the tap dispensed a pitiful stream of water into the comically low sink. Paper towels are provided for drying your hands. This is Postojna, where our train has a planned stop of around 1 hour. The Retro Istria serves 2 coastal destinations. While we're on the portion from Rijeka, another 3 carriages arrive from Koper, a port city on Slovenia's tiny stretch of coast, spanning just 47 kilometres. The entire train's composition is rearranged, with the carriages from Koper put in between the 2 portions from Rijeka. It certainly is a time-consuming ordeal. Well, it's time to get ready for bed. As I've got a single room, I'll be sleeping on the lower bunk. This was pretty comfortable actually, with a soft padded mattress and a decent pillow, with a good duvet that certainly won't be needed on such a hot night. We're now approaching the Slovenian capital, Ljubljana. The station is a major construction site right now, with this expansion project starting in 2024. It's now getting late, so I think it's time to rest. I eventually get to sleep at around 23:30. Good morning from near Chajag, just after the eastern edge of Lake Balaton. I'm currently enjoying some fresh air, one of the best things to experience after waking up on a train. Though of course, complimentary breakfast is a close second. This takes the form of a pair of waffles with assorted spreads, served alongside orange juice and a choice of hot drink. We're currently on the Murakeres tour to Budapest main line, one of the most important railways in the country during summer. As well as hosting sleeper trains to the coast, this route also sees frequent holiday special services to Lake Balaton, Hungary's most popular domestic tourism destination. And now we're pulling into our last stop before the capital, in Székesfehérvár. Well, good morning from Székesfehérvár here in Hungary, just about an hour and a half away from Budapest. Overall, that was a really pleasant night on the Retro Istria Express from Rijeka, and I'm just going to enjoy my breakfast before we head up to the Hungarian capital. During the night, our locomotive changed a few more times, and we're now being hauled by a vintage MÁV-431 electric locomotive. This one dates back to 1971, making it 55 years old. Székesfehérvár has a variety of trains, thanks to the major depot just next to the station, ranging from powerful multi-system locomotives to tiny railbus vehicles for local routes. While we pass the famous Lake Balaton during the night, we do still get a fleeting glance of Lake Velence. With its shallow depth, it's best known for being one of Europe's warmest lakes, but I bet it's still very refreshing on a hot summer's day. So how much did this trip cost? Well, I booked my ticket 4 days in advance and paid 42,400 Hungarian forint. And I think that's a fantastic deal for a private room on a long-distance international sleeper train, even if the standards are a bit basic. We're now pulling into the lesser of the two stations we'll serve in Budapest. Budapest-Keleti is a major junction here in the capital and serves a busy residential district. However, it does lack the grandeur of our terminus today, which we'll be reaching shortly after. Budapest sits on the river Danube, and journeys into Keleti station afford an amazing view of the river, just minutes before arrival. We arrive into Budapest-Keleti with a small delay of 4 minutes at 09:10. Overall, I had a great trip on the Retro Istria Express. While these carriages are basic, the comfort was more than good enough, and the included snacks and drinks were also much appreciated, all at a very reasonable price. But Hungary also has a fleet of brand new luxury carriages, used on all of its most important domestic routes, featuring exclusive premium first-class compartments and a staffed on-board bar. This is the future of Hungarian rail travel, so click up here now to see what it's like.